All right, everybody. This is the inaugural At the Crib podcast with Breon and Tory. This we not playing. This is At the Crib. So if you hearing noises in the background and stuff like that, we at the crib. You're gonna hear things that you can all relate to out there because that's where we at. We in the crib. So you might hear some kids running around. You might hear some dinner being served. All those types of things. So anyway, I'm Tori. Okay, I got my cousin right here, Breon. We sports fanatics. Everybody that know us know that. So we thought put something out there, to talk about sports. We think that we got some expert opinions, at least as good as anybody else's out there that's never played the game. So I think I'm a rather intelligent person. I don't know about Breon, but I think so. And we can make things happen. So we're gonna talk about this Kawhi Leonard, surprise deal to Toronto. So Breon, who won the trade?
The Spurs definitely won the trade by a wide margin. They get a player, an all-star, averaging 20 points a game or more each year. A very athletic player. He has multiple years on his deal, so they don't have to worry about him leaving. He'll fit in great with LaMarcus Aldridge and Greg Popovich's system. You trade a all-star and a young player for a Kawhi Leonard who could walk and essentially and go to LA. So I don't feel like it was a smart move by the Raptors. I think they're kind of desperate and trying to go in a different direction and hoping that he stays, but I doubt that happens. I just feel like you're giving up an all-star, and you just won 59 games with that all-star, and now LeBron leaves and goes to the West. So now you really have a really good chance of winning the East because LeBron always has beaten you, and he's no longer there. So you take away DeRozan and you give him to the Spurs, and then Kawhi could leave after next year because we all know he wants to be in LA and either the Lakers or the Clippers. So. And he's a free agent next year, so you're taking a big risk and a big gamble. Yes, Paul George ended up staying in OKC, but that doesn't mean Kawhi Leonard has the same mindset and will do the same thing. So I think it's kind of foolish, and I just think they'll be good this year, but after that, I think they lose the trade because Kawhi Leonard eventually walks.
So the way I look at this, I look at that's a good answer for I guess well, I don't even know. I don't know if that's a long-term or short-term answer. I think you got to look at this from a short-term versus long-term point of view. And as I think about this, I think that this is actually a better trade for Toronto, and for the exact reasons that you said, because they won 59 games. You're right, but they maxed out at what they were capable of. Now, granted, LeBron James was the biggest challenge and impediment to Toronto, being able to fulfill their ultimate potential, but I think we could all agree that this Cleveland team wasn't great last season. Granted, you got the best player in the world, and what does the best player in the world mean when you add some, sub-tier teammates? We all see that it gets you to the finals in the East, where you get blasted by the West. But what was the ceiling of the Toronto Raptors? I mean, the ceiling for the Toronto Raptors, was it to win the East? You could argue they probably had a chance, but I think everybody would agree that Boston is that team coming into next season that is going to take over as the best team in the East. Then you got Philly coming. So the way I look at it is Toronto realized that did not have a championship team with DeMar DeRozan as the focal piece, as the center. He with Larry. That's not a championship mix. They did strengthen the bench. They're still young. So you get the Kawhi Leonard, you get an opportunity for a year to see if Kawhi Leonard, gets enamored with the city of Toronto and wants to stay. And then you're definitely the winner. But even if he leaves, you remove all of that salary and you have the opportunity to probably get a max player coming in the years to come. With a strong bench, with a max player, you can probably at some point in time, I don't know when Kyle Lowry's contract is up. I got to take a look at that. But at some point in time, Kyle Lowry's contract, will be a tradable asset to some team. And then you can get some value there. So in the East, I think you got an opportunity to have a short-term decline, even if you lose Kawhi. And now on the San Antonio side, I love how you just said that, Well, DeMar DeRozan fits into Pop's system. How do we know that? Where's the evidence for that? We had LaMarcus Aldridge. He left Portland. He came to San Antonio. He didn't fit in Pop's system initially. It started to work in year 2. But, that first year, there was a lot of growing pains there. At one point in time, LaMarcus Aldridge was on the trading block. So it's no guarantee that DeMar DeRozan just comes into San Antonio and he just fits in and Pop is able to just integrate him in. And then all of a sudden, they just off and running like they have been. That's my opinion. I think Toronto won this trade.
Are you done babbling?
I'm not babbling. I thought I was making perfect sense.
Oh, man, I fell asleep. But to your point about, if Kawhi Leonard walks, we just have a bunch of salary cap. Yeah. But who do you know, if you have any examples, please let me know, who just goes as a free agent and signs with Toronto? Who wants to be in Toronto? I'm not saying it's a bad place.
DeMar DeRozan wanted to be in Toronto?
Yeah, because he was drafted there, though. At first. He was drafted there, and then he wanted to come back. Because he built something when he was drafted there. He didn't just go there as a free agent. So that's number one. Number two is...
But he had the opportunity to leave.
Yeah, he did.
And he resigned.
Excuse
Sure.
me.
So if somebody wants to be there.
Excuse
Sure.
me, I want to help you out something. Breon, are you hungry?
We at the crib, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Breon said yes.
But back to DeMar DeRozan. When have you known Pop to not adjust to the type of talent that he has on his team? And they're not even a great 3-point shooting team. They're not a 3-point shooting team last year. So for DeMar DeRozan to be a great mid-range shooter,
Yeah, but the game is no longer mid-range.
The Warriors were 28th in 3-point attempts last year.
The Warriors.
Yeah, the Warriors.
Yes.
But they didn't shoot a lot of threes. They was efficient at making threes, but they didn't shoot a lot of threes. A lot of teams shot way more threes than them.
Are we talking about Golden State or are we talking about San Antonio?
You made a case about. I'm talking about Golden State now.
Oh.
Because you brought up 3-point.
Okay.
3-point. Warriors won the championship not based off shooting threes. When Kevin Durant was hitting mid-range after mid-range, those are daggers. You need to put the ball in the bucket. It's not about all shooting threes, and that's what people get a misunderstanding. Like, okay, we got to have a 3-and-D guy, and that's the only way you can win the championship. That's not how the Warriors won the championship. They won it off defense, having superstars and mid-range from KD.
Yeah, I think that's
shooting.
a bad example. I mean, Kevin Durant was able to shoot mid-range because he's 7 feet tall, can't anybody block his shot. So if you give him the ball mid-range, he can.
Is DeMar DeRozan good at mid-range?
He's shooting over chairs. Kevin Durant is, okay? It's more difficult for DeMar DeRozan to get off that shot than it is for Kevin Durant. And you have shooters all around Kevin Durant to give him the opportunity to play.
If you're not a 3-point shooter, you can't be successful in the NBA.
No, that's not what I'm arguing at all. That's not. Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Well, I just answered your question. I said no. That's not what I'm arguing at all.
My point exactly. DeMar DeRozan is gonna get over 20 points a game, no matter how he gets it. He's starting to shoot a little bit more threes, but if he does or doesn't, he's still gonna get 20 points per game, and that's what the Spurs need.
He can get 20 points a game, but it's.
And then you got LaMarcus Aldridge. He probably gonna give you 20 points a game too, along with the nucleus.
Oh, he probably is, huh?
Along
He
with
probably
the
is,
nucleus
huh?
and identity of the Spurs.
And what's
playing
their
defense.
identity?
Spurs is defense.
Okay.
They're gonna play sound defense always.
Yeah,
and have a structure and know how to play the game the right way, limit mistakes like a Greg Popovich team will do. And none of that's gonna change. They won 47 games without Kawhi Leonard last year. You're adding a 20-point per game shooting guard to your team, they'll be just fine in the playoffs. And you have them not in the playoffs. I want to make that.